So, hello everyone. Hey Yaniv, how are you?
Hi, great. Nice to be here.
Yeah, indeed. Very nice to meet you. Hello everyone. We will let 2-3 more minutes to everyone to get into our webinar. Meanwhile, to those of you that are already in, please do not hesitate to go to the poll page, and answer the poll that we asked you there. It will be great if we can have your feedback and your answer regarding the question that you were asking there. Also, if you have any question that you want to ask us, please do not hesitate to ask us whatever you want in the questions or in the chat. It will be great to answer whatever you want to ask us. We will start the webinar in, again, 2-3 more minutes. We'll just let everyone, the last one to join, and we would start. How are you, Yaniv, anyway?
I'm great. I'm okay. Long day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
How was the holiday season?
Fine. A lot of rest.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a baby? Do you have a kid?
Not yet. One in the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations. I know it just now. Well,
Yeah.
that's a
The
good
due
thing.
date
So,
is in 3 weeks from now.
oh, wow.
Yeah. So we are very excited.
So, yes, and we just told all the other participants about that. So, guys,
Yeah.
wish Yaniv Mazal Tov and congratulations for his baby that's coming on the way. Yeah, so I have one each 1 year and 4 months, which was challenging, to be such a long time at the same
Wait,
house.
wait. You prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
understand.
at least you know what to expect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give another 1 minute, to the last one to join us. And of course, guys, please feel very free to go to the polls, answer the question there. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask us. We will be more than happy to answer whatever question you have. And we will shortly start. Yaniv, where is the offices, by the way? Where is the offices located?
In Rishon LeZion. It's 15 minutes from Tel Aviv in Israel.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
We're now
Close
actually.
from home.
Sorry?
It's close for home.
Yeah. We're actually now establishing our new offices in Tel Aviv.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. In like 1 or 2 weeks, we should already have an offices. Yesterday, we kind of signed the contract. So, wish us good luck.
Good luck.
And come to visit us. Everyone,
course.
welcome to visit us. Okay, I think we will just start. So let's start basically with a small introduction. I'll tell a few words about myself, and then Yaniv, I'll give you the opportunity to present yourself and a bit of CashCow. I'll just give a kind of phrase. This is another shared webinar like the previous one that we did with an external company, which is not BridgerPay, that we are doing with Yaniv. Yaniv is from CashCow. And from time to time, we will host another company that BridgerPay have or establishing good and long relationships with. So at the moment, it's CashCow. So we will focus about their solution, what values do they bring to the table, and how they can help your business to expand and increase its sales. And I will just start with a few words about myself. So this is my second webinar here at BridgerPay. My name is Nir Bitton. I'm the VP Sales and Business Development of BridgerPay. From who doesn't familiar with BridgerPay, so we are a payment operation platform. Basically, we're here to assist businesses and support all the kind of payment issues that you're facing. If you want, you have your e-commerce website or traveling agency, whatever it is, we can definitely sort and solve all your payment issues. And here with me, as I said, is Yaniv Feldman, the COO and the co-founder of CashCow. Yaniv, please take the stage and tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm very excited and happy to be here. CashCow, I'm the co-founder. CashCow is an e-commerce platform, a do-it-yourself e-commerce platform. We built it from scratch. It's our development. It's not open source or something like that. And it allows small businesses to open their own e-commerce store without any knowledge or any assistance. It's really 4 or 5 clicks, and you can open an e-commerce platform
As
and
simple as
sell.
that?
Yeah, as simple as that, and you can sell your products or your services, and really build your own commercial e-commerce website by yourself.
All right. So first of all, guys, once again, if you have any question to Yaniv or for myself, do not hesitate to ask us in the chat or the questions area. So Yaniv, the first question that I want to ask you is basically to tell me what is CashCow? Where this name came from? How did you think about creating it?
We created CashCow like I think 9 years ago, and my business partner and my friend Itzik is the brilliant tech guy who created CashCow. He is the main developer from that development from nothing, and it started when Facebook, when business pages on Facebook were really hot, let's say, and we wanted to create something that businesses can sell their products on Facebook in a tab, in a integration tab, and sell the products. And we started it from nothing. Businesses wanted to sell the products on Facebook pages, and from there it development and get bigger and bigger, and we saw the demand to create their own website, not just to sell products. And from there we developed it and created a really one-stop shop e-commerce platform that every business can create his own store and sell the products. That's the history in one sentence, let's say.
All right. Yeah.
And today, CashCow has more than 2,000 merchants that sells products or services from all over from Israel. The most of them are from Israel, and there are also a couple from the world. Every business can just create their account, just register with email and a password. In a couple of minutes, they can upload their products, even with Excel or API or tech options, and they will have their own e-commerce store.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry to cut.
The main advantage of CashCow is that you don't just create an e-commerce store. Because we're in Israel, we wanted to bring them the add value, and we integrated to the most options that e-commerce store needed. We developed for sorry, I'm excited. We developed for the payment solutions, the shipping options, the accounting options. Every Israeli business doesn't need to search or get a developer to do the integration. We already did it, and that's why it's a one-stop shop. You don't need any tech information. You don't need a tech guy. You can do it by yourself. Everything is already into the platform.
I see. Okay, great. Now, there is one question that I want to ask, and I'm sure the audience is also kind of curious about, where the name CashCow came from.
CashCow is a universal sentence.
Phrase? Yeah.
It's phrase. It's in every business you have how do you say it? In every business you have a CashCow. It's I don't know how to say it in English, but it's a stage and a business stage when the business is a cash flow. Like the money comes and goes every time. Like it's very famous sentence.
I think that even in every BA or MBA in management,
exactly.
You know about the CashCow level of a business. I know what you're aware of. There is one question, another question actually that I want to ask you. So for example, let's say that I want to be an e-commerce entrepreneur and I want to open my own website and start to sell my own product. Probably, I have a good connection in importing something from, I don't know, Far East, Europe, whatever it is, and I want to sell it to do rebranding and resell it worldwide or locally even. What is the advantages of using, kind of closed system or platform like CashCow rather than just go and build my own tailor-made website? So
the main advantage is that's why a lot of businesses create their own store on CashCow or in e-commerce platforms that are already ready for it, is that we already did all the connections. We already have the connection to the shipping companies, to the payment gateways, to the accounting, and it's, I would say it's very localized. Every business in Israel, let's say, every business will open a website in CashCow. It's already localized to his country and his options that he needed.
I see. Okay, so basically, in other words, let's say that instead of going to an R&D resources and open to create my own website and buy my own domain, and to connect it to invoice system and payment system, basically I can just go to log into your website, and you said, if I remember right, by 4-5 clicks, I'm just like creating my own website?
Yeah, I will explain it differently. Because you're going to something that already is built and already is ready, and thousands of companies already opened their online store, everything is ready. The product page, the category page. You want to connect an e-commerce, you want to connect a shipping company, you just do a copy paste of the username and it's already connected. In one, you have already the option to manage your inventory. You have the all the things that you need to start to use and market your website. You already have in the system. It's already in the system.
I see. I see, by the way, that you have a question in our chat from Liz. Liz, we will answer this question in a minute or two. So I suggest just to stay tuned with us, and we'll just answer this question in a few minutes. So Yaniv, I just want to go back to what you've just said. So let's say that once again, I'm the e-commerce entrepreneur. Instead of spending once again my resources on stuff that I'm not like, I don't know how to build a website. I'm not aware of how to build a website. I'm not aware of, I just know where to buy the product, how to rebrand it and resell it. So you're basically saving me a lot of time of money around to create and establish my own website and start selling it. So it's kind of accelerator or expanding or fastening all this process of creating your own website, which is, I think, it's someone which is not is more entrepreneur rather than a tech guy, you make his life much easier, I assume.
Yeah, I can also say it's like from getting from a place that you don't have an e-commerce option to sell, you can go to from 0 to 1. You can get it for really fast without any knowledge, or you don't need to learn it or something. And you will you can really get let's say realistic, a couple of days, if you have, of course, the products and the pictures and everything. In a couple of days, you can open your online store.
Amazing. Actually, it's amazing, because I've been struggling with this on personal level. True story. I've been struggling with it for a few times, and I finally found a solution. But now it's making the life so much easier. Even though that you're a Hebrew speaker, so even more.
I will also add that because you create the store on CashCow, there is a mother and father for the platform. You don't need to deal with security or storage or everything. We do everything. We'll of course give you support and customer services. So you just need to work on your website to sell, to ship, to work with your inventory. That's what you need to do.
So in other words, just focus on the business side of your business rather than the tech side of your business, which you're not familiar with, obviously. And then you can expand basically your sales and grow your revenue. It makes a lot of sense, by the way, when you're phrasing it that way. Yaniv, there is another question I want to ask you, which is kind of relevant to all of us, which are globally. How did the COVID-19, the coronavirus, affected your business? I mean, did you learn anything new from that? It's make you to change any kind of your product vision, your expand. So what was the really effect of the COVID-19 on CashCow?
It was amazing. I have to say, it's like 50-40% growth because of the COVID. A lot of businesses that weren't online had to go online eventually, and COVID just accelerated that. I have an example if you want. There's a.
I do actually.
We live in the center of Rishon, and there's a shoes store, and the store owner is really he's like from old school. He's write everything, doesn't do tech things or digital things. And because of the COVID, his sons always wanted to open an online store, but they didn't do that. And because of COVID, they had to do it. And until now, he's really going well, and he's getting bigger, and he has more inventory and more sales, and he's really happy that he did it eventually because of the COVID. But it's like he took a step forward, and he doesn't look back anymore.
This is amazing, because first of all, speaking of COVID-19, so you couldn't as a business owner, you couldn't let yourself to be just with a physical store. It doesn't make sense anymore. Just like those days are basically gone. If you want to survive and you want to be, to keep your business growing and working, you must be online as well. I mean, as long as your services or your products that you're selling are relevant online. So this is one thing that I'm crossing my mind, that you have to have your own shop online in order to kind of survive and to grow. But here is the other point, which also relevant to what Liz is asking about. If you already have your online store, let's say that you're located in Israel or in Europe, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Let's stay with Israel for a second. So you have your online store in Israel, and it doesn't have any. You don't need any physical, except for locate to keep your inventory, and basically that's it. There is no reason to not start selling worldwide. I mean, because the only changes that you need to do, or you know what, you can maybe tell me better what the changes I need to do in order to expand for my store, my online store, from selling locally, let's say inside Israel or inside Germany, and that's it, rather than to expand to a global store.
We see a lot.
So what are the gaps that I'm facing if I want to do that?
We see a lot of our customers, our business owners, really going to sell abroad, and that's why we developed a multi-language. We support multi-language, so a lot of store owners can create a store like in Hebrew, and also add the languages like English or Spanish or Russian. And the main struggle for them to sell like to Europe or to the United States is first of all is the shipping. It's a really main issue. You need to find a good shipping company to know how to do it. The second issue, of course, is I forgot the word. You want to get credit card. You want payment. You need a gateway payment that support international credit cards. And usually today you use or PayPal or Authorize.net or one or two more international options to get credit cards, or you can choose your local credit card company, but the percentages are very, very high. Also PayPal is also high. So this is the main issues about selling to Europe or United States or somehow not localized place.
So if just to summarize the last few sentences, if I have a local store and I'm selling locally and I want to expand my sales and my revenue to start to sell abroad, basically I have two main gaps. One gap is that I need to have kind of relationship with a worldwide shipment company, kind of UPS, and by the way, not doing advertising for anyone, but kind of UPS, FedEx, or similar companies like that can ship your product worldwide. This is one thing which makes sense. You need to deliver your products to overseas. And the second one basically is relevant to what we're speaking here. You're saying it's payments, because me as an Israeli, let's say that in Israel, American Express credit card is not really acceptable, or diners as much as it in the United States. So we can have different kind of payment preferences in regarding that. So this is one limitation. So how is CashCow? The next question: how is CashCow is going to handle it? I mean, you have an idea. If I'm let me know if I'm wrong, but you have the idea of expanding your services and become globally, right?
Yes, CashCow until the end of the year should go globally. That's why the platform will be translated to English, and we will support a lot of local options like shipping options, localized shipping options for a lot of countries. And that's why, because we're going abroad, that's why we also connected to BridgerPay, and we want to have every business have the option to sell to every country and get the money in the local currency and pay as less as they can, and not pay a lot of percentages to, let's say, the credit card company or PayPal, let's say.
Right. So so just to put it in a kind of better frame. So let's say that now I'm the owner of the e-commerce website in Israel, and I want to start to sell my product globally. So you said, by the way, it's answering Liz's question. You said that you have already established your connection with the worldwide shipment company that actually can provide services to the merchant that using CashCow services. But moreover, there is another thing that we want to serve better our clients and provide them better experience. I mean, CashCow clients and merchants, which is the payment sector and payment area, which here is BridgerPay is adding all its value, in our core system of supporting payment globally. So basically, what BridgerPay and CashCow is about to do, we are in the final stages of doing integration between BridgerPay and CashCow. So basically, BridgerPay will be the provider of the service provider, not the payment provider, the service provider to CashCow merchant. To whom of you doesn't know, BridgerPay is connected to more than 350 payment service provider and alternative payment method that covering worldwide. I mean, we are covering literally, except the forbidden countries, we are covering worldwide. We are supporting more than 80 currencies. So it necessarily means, so if I'm a store owner that I want to receive my income in shekels in Israel, and I want to sell my product, let's say in Brazil, the Brazilian client can pay me with Brazilian real, and eventually, as an Israeli merchant, I'll receive the funds with Israeli shekels. So we are supporting, as I said, we are supporting more than 80 different currencies. So just think about you as a client, how many times you had to pay with not in your familiar currency around the world, and to suffer from the high conversion rate, I have to say, from the credit card company or the bank. So basically, we are cutting it, and we could offer to customize and let's say customize and localize, the payment method. So, for example, if you can see in the poll, one of the most common payment option that we have in Israel is Bit. Now, if I'm sure that CashCow website is supporting Bit, but for example, if I'm selling my product in Germany, I have nothing to do with Bit. I'm not even familiar with this kind of payment method. So basically, we are doing kind of a localization and personalization of every country and its own payment method that is more common in this country. Yaniv, I think at this point it's worth to mention that we'll do another webinar in 6 or 12 months post the integration, once we will finish the integration. And it will be interesting to understand where now, so what changes did you drive to CashCow and to CashCow merchants? I mean, if you see more people are selling abroad, if you're seeing more, people from abroad, because I assume now that the core base of your CashCow clients are from Israel, right?
Yes, from Israel, yes.
Yeah, so it will be nice to see if it changed a bit the demographic spread of your clients, if they are not only from Israel now, but from other territories, and to see where it's went through.
I'm sure it will. A lot of businesses will have the options to sell. If let's say you will give their businesses the option to sell on abroad, I'm sure most of them will want to have this option. They wanted to also today, but because of because it's very difficult to ship and you will pay a lot of percentages. That's why they're not doing it right now, and that's why
Right.
we want to fix and let them have the option to do it.
So yeah, you're basically making the sense. I mean, You're making the sense visible when you are basically telling the guy you're already selling online. There is no reason just to sell in your country. Go and sell globally. Liz, did we answer your question? Okay, let's wait. Yes, okay, perfect. She's typing. Of course, you're welcome. Guys, does anyone else have any question to ask us? Please do not hesitate. By the way, here in your screen, you just see what we're working on, which is the integration between BridgerPay and CashCow. So first of all, as a merchant using CashCow, you will be, of course, BridgerPay a user and client, but your end user, your purchaser, won't be even aware that BridgerPay is part of the process. So we are seamless behind the scene integration integrated into your platform, and basically just processing the transaction for you as a merchant through all the options that we are offering to our clients. Now, this is how simple it will be. So you have to do one integration with our product. Angie, this is a great question. I will answer it shortly. So this is a short picture of the process that we're doing now. So you have, if you will use a BridgerPay solution, so basically you have one integration to do. And basically we're making the tokenization of the credit card your property, not the PSP anymore. That means that if you want to change a PSP, you're keeping the credit card details but tokenized. So it's 100%, of course, it's everything is regulated. So you just keep it as your property. And as you can see, you can drag and drop all the PSP solution that we can offer for you and basically build your own route. So if you are trying to go and expand your services into Europe or to the United States, and they have a different payment method over there. For example, in the Europe, in let's say in Germany and Netherlands, ideal is very common. So if you want the client to face, first of all, ideal as a alternative payment method, you just drag and drop ideal, and this is the first payment method that you will offer to your client. So no more challenging integration that require a lot of IT resources and everything. Just from whatever you have on your website, just drag and drop, and that's it. You can start sell globally with your local clients, payment providers. Now, I saw that we had few questions. So Nathaniel is asking us if we can name some payment options. Yes, Nathaniel, of course, we have. You can see it in front of you. So we have Stripe, WorldPay, BlueSnap. We're connecting to more than 350 different payment methods. In every country, we're trying to use the most common and the most relevant ones, so you can offer your clients the most personalized and localized payment checkout. So I'm sure that every one of you that purchasing from a local shop, it has the unique experience that you're expecting because it's local and it knows its audience pretty good. So we are aiming to do the same, but worldwide, globally. So Angie is asking about the advantages that BridgerPay has over other payment platform. So Angie, first of all, this is a great question. We have a lot of advantages over our competitors and over payment platform. And I'll be more than happy. Yeah, it's typing. Let's see. I'll start with that our default feature of retry is working from the moment that you're set up. Could you please speak to easy? Yes. So also those two are pretty easy to use. So whenever you want to add another payment provider or processor into your route, you need to close the terms and condition with the PSP, the payment provider. It's doing outside of BridgerPay scope because we are out of this process. We don't have any interest between you and the PSP. And once you got your needs from the PSP, you just need to implement into your BridgerPay platform. And once it's set up, you just drag and drop, as I said, to the right place where you want it to be. So for example, if one PSP gave you better condition terms, MDRs, rather than the other one, you can basically drag and drop him to be the first one. So whenever you process credit card with this PSP, you will charge less than rather the other one. And regarding so I was starting to explain about the retry feature. Basically, the retry feature. So for example, I'll give you a personal example. Something that happened to me. I was trying to purchase a flight ticket from a European company, and putting my American Express credit card into their website, and basically the card was declined. So because I'm from the industry, I was aware that this is an option. Could be, but just think about my experience as a client. And how easy was it to me to go to their competitor, which will be probably booking.com, and just book the flight from their website with my Amex and just finish the purchase. So it's pretty clear that this website that I was looking to buy it first didn't have any payment route. That means that he had just one PSP was providing his service to. That once my credit card was declined, I didn't have any other PSP in the route to go and try to save this declined transaction. Now, what BridgerPay does, our retry feature, is basically we are putting in order the PSP. So, for example, let's say NCR and BlueSnap and Stripe and credit card and Visa. And if the first transaction, my credit card was declined by the first PSP, it automatically goes to the second PSP. If the second PSP, the payment service provider, decline also with the second one, it automatically goes to the third and the fourth if needed. So basically, in other words, seamlessly from the client point of view that doesn't aware of it, we are going through the route that we have created by ourselves in order to secure the approval of this transaction. So few things that I have to say about it. First, instead of integrate and build your own routing by yourself, we can do it for you easily. You just need to provide the needs and we can build the route for you. Second, we can put money back in your pocket if you didn't manage to process, if the first PSP couldn't manage the transaction, couldn't process the transaction. So with the same budget for marketing and sales, basically, with the same traffic in your website, BridgerPay can increase the revenue. And third, we are around to improve your client experience because you will offer him his local payment providers. And more than that, we are helping with retention because, for example, if a client wasn't aware that his card was declined because the PSP doesn't support this card, he can understand basically maybe it's a fraud, maybe it's not a real website, and go to some other website that he's familiar with. So also we are helping, and supporting around client retention. Yaniv, do you have anything to add on top?
I have to say that because I talk with the merchants and I see the problems that they have, it happens a lot, really, really a lot. And I wish we already finished the integration that we can offer that to them because there's a lot of payments that didn't go through and the customer buys from another website and they lose the payment. So it happens a lot, and I think it's a great option.
This is literally happens a lot. I'm aware of it. It happened to me too often, I have to say, and I don't have any other better way to describe it rather than just, as a merchant, we are just simply putting money back into your pocket. Yeah. So what is the average cost and timeline for adding new PSP not already incorporated into your platform? So Nena, this is also a great question. Add a new PSP in terms of integration without, for example, BridgerPay can take between 1 month to 3 months, I have to say. And the cost of it is depend of the IT resources and the R&D resources that you have to put on it. With BridgerPay, it's simple. You just need to go through the KYC with the payment service provider, which can be quick, like 1 week or 2 weeks. And then with less than, I would say, 1 week, we can do the full integration of the PSP to your merchant admin, to your store. And the cost, by the way, the cost of the PSP, by the way, it's between the merchant and the PSP. As I said, BridgerPay has nothing to do with it. We're not getting into this area. We don't have the interest to go there. Can you, so Liz is asking, can you deep dive a bit more on the tech side, on the kind of integration, support, etc.? So Liz, I'm not sure if you're speaking about BridgerPay or CashCow, so if you can tell us whom should answer this question, it would be great. But of course, both. Okay, so Yaniv, do you want to start?
Yeah, CashCow, the main advantage is the tech side. We have, of course, the option to an API, webhooks, connections to Zapier, Integrament, and a lot of tech options that you can connect and do automations or a lot of things. Because we're a tech company, dedicated company, we did a lot of integrations, as I said before, to credit gateways, to shipping companies, to CRM platforms, even to a physical SKU computer that you use it to manage your inventory. We also have an app store, so every business, every store owner can add its applications. Like in Israel, it's very used. A Saturday, Atar Shomer Shabbat, it says. It's a Saturday that in a holiday, the website is closed. So you have a lot of options, and of course, we have the when you want to do the publicity, we have connections to Facebook, to Instagram. You can implement HTML on the head and the body. So we have all the integrations, even in the market area.
Thank you, Yaniv. So two things. First, Liz, Ben, awesome Ben, I have to say, is inviting you. I sent you a link if you want to have a more deep conversation about BridgerPay and what we're doing. But just to answer quickly about your question, so I want everyone to could listen to the answer. So we're asking about the tech side of the integration and support. So first of all, I want to kind of, I hate to overpromise and under-deliver, but here I feel like I need to promise. The integration with BridgerPay is extremely easy. Even the payment service provider telling it about us. So a lot of time, the payment service provider referring to us, their merchant, in order to integrate with us, because they find it much easier. And so the integration, I'm not a tech guy, of course, but the integration should be quite easy. It's a quick setup process inside in our website, and then you just need to implement your mid. And by the way, you asked about support. So if you need any help with creating your merchant admin at BridgerPay, our support team will definitely could help you. And if you need, you can have a call with our PSP expert who tell you more about the PSP world and what you should do. You know, it's very different if you are from one industry or from other industry, if you are trying to sell from one territory to other territory. So you can actually have a 15-minute call with one of our PSP specialists to explain you exactly what you should do and how you should do that. And of course, our support will be more than happy to help with any kind of integration that you need. And also adding on top, as Ben suggested, you can have you can access his link and schedule a quick meeting with us. Guys, there is any other question that anyone wants to ask or anything that we didn't answer? If not, if there are any other questions, this is the time. We're 40 minutes post the beginning of the webinar, so really close to end. So feel free, guys. Okay, so if there are not any other questions, first of all, if you have and you don't want to ask here, you can have, I'll put in the chat my own email so you can send it directly to me. I'll be more than happy to chat with you guys. Yaniv, you can put it as well. So if anyone has any question to you, they could approach. Hold on, let me put my email here, BridgerPay.com. Yeah, here it is. Guys, I want to tell you once again, it was a pleasure to be here with you and to host this webinar. Thank you so much for taking part of this webinar. Yaniv, a special thank for you and for CashCow for joining us to this webinar. I think that you are doing an amazing job, and hopefully we can have great news soon, finish this integration, and all the audience could enjoy the great value that both of the company can bring to the table. Yeah, and that's it. Any last word that you want to give to the audience?
No, thank you. Thank you very much for listening and being here. And we're also here for everything if you have a question.
Great. So once again, guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.